What is up, dudes? Just tweeting this out really quick. Morning stream. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I've been disgustingly sick all weekend. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, sorry about that, dudes. Beth calling me in a panic. Just making sure everything was okay. We're good here. Yeah, I've just been violently ill. Starting my morning coffee extremely late today because I spent most of the last few hours just in the bathroom heaving my brains out. No clue what the fuck happened to me, but I'm feeling a little bit better now. Having my coffee, getting my day started later than I expected, so I'll probably be lettering most of the day now. Between finishing up Can't Kill Cade and what's it called? Getting back to lettering on City of Rot, since we got quite a bit of that to go with the extension on the book and everything. But yeah, it's going good. What's up, Razmaz? What's up, Randy? Good to see you, dudes. Yeah, been busy behind closed doors over here. We're trying to eventually get the gaming thing up and going, where we'll be doing some fuckery over on Twitch every once in a while, and maybe back it up on a secondary Death Curse channel on YouTube, like a clip show or something. But that'll just be like the silly fuckery of us when we're not doing comics and all that. Finally watched what is it, Godzilla versus Kong. I think I was calling it like Kong versus Godzilla for days on end. But watched that. So we'll most likely be recording episode for the Patreon podcast on that tomorrow, if everything goes according to plan. I still need to get up part 1 and part 2 of the Snyder Cut review that we all did together. Part 1 with just me, Jeff, and Ryan, and part 2 with us 3 and Kayla joining us again. So that was cool. But yeah, things are going good. I'm here drinking some Death Curse coffee. I can't even say I'm trying it out anymore because I've just been drinking it like every day for a month, and I'm digging it. So hopefully patrons will dig it too. We'll see. But yeah, how are you guys doing today? Sorry, 4 minutes fucking ranting and a little bit of silence. We are into April now. Every day, summer grows closer, nearer. We're still grinding on the YouTube channel. We're probably going to be doing more dual streaming on the Twitch in general, just trying to grow the audience on different platforms and get more people falling in love with our comic books. Yeah, basically me too, Randy. I know the feeling. I don't know where you're at. I'm on the East Coast, so it's like, yeah, it's 12:30 now, but I've been up for a couple of hours, but pretty much laid up in bed the entire time, not really doing much of anything. My stomach is still in knots, so that's why I'm not doing too much of a long one tonight, and why we didn't do a 24-hour comic challenge this weekend. It's pretty cool, though. It's been nice and relaxing not to do anything. It sucks that I'm not doing anything because I constantly feel like guilty and useless. Just because I'm not being productive, but we'll get back to it as soon as I'm not fucking disgusting anymore. Yeah, East Coast as well. Hell yeah. Just a nice late day. Sleeping in. Always a good time. Yeah. I don't know what's going on Twitter. Twitter's been a dumpster fire since the first of the month. I just avoided it. It kind of benefited me that I was violently ill all weekend because I just had a reason to like not be on social media engaging in all the shitty April Fool's discourse. I'm currently lining up a bunch of stuff for the Voidwalker Collected Edition, Indiegogo, which it's going to be an Indiegogo campaign, but it's essentially going to be pre-orders. You guys, if you've been reading along with the Alterna single issues, it's the first 4 issues collected. It's going to be like a nice premium edition, trade paperback version of it. A new cover from Christian that we revealed on the Alterna forums. New cover for the Alterna Giant version, which I believe the Alterna Giant version will also be available during the campaign and then available after the fact through Alterna, obviously. But 2 new covers for all you diehard collectors out there, for anybody who hasn't read Voidwalker before and, prefers the trade paperbacks over the single issues, we're going to have that. We might still do single issue bundles if people want to grab those for the whole completionist run and everything. But like I said, that one's going to be basically a pre-order because, you pre-order it and then we're going to print. We're not going to be doing a shitload of copies. I don't even plan on really doing an overprint for that one, honestly. So it'll be like the first printing of that trade paperback is however many we got ordered. Maybe we'll look into even numbering them or something. Metatron's Cube, what is up? Gingerton, good to see you, dudes. Yo. Ultimate Girth version, that is fucking great. The Girthabus. Yeah, that rocks. Yeah, so lining up the Voidwalker Collected Edition, Christian and I are also in talks with a couple of foreign publishers for localization in Spanish and Japanese. So spreading that good word of Voidwalker around everybody and building up the audience there. Get them Japanese fans, because the English version was big hit with the people that are picking it up. I got very few people that read it and were like, it just wasn't for me. Like, got a lot of people that grabbed it and were like, exactly what I was expecting, and it fulfilled all of my greatest, darkest desires when it comes to comic books, and that thrills me. But yeah, we'll have the collected edition going. I want to kind of hopefully launch that probably early summer, close to my birthday, like June. That all depends on a lot of things. But like I said, that one's going to be a really quick one, and it's going to be pre-orders. So I'm not so much worried about anything on that, because that's purely just like fulfilling when it comes in. I don't have like pre-press or anything to do. That one's real quick out the door. And then we're on to Return to Camp Rainbow, which there was a lot of back and forth. I really wanted to draw it just because it's like something I put so much into, and I've been working on it for such a long time. This is the slasher book that was originally being co-written with Victor Miller, the creator of Friday the 13th. We're still pulling for him to do a forward in the book, but he stepped away years ago from the project just because he, I guess, was too busy, and he's getting up there in age. Very cool dude. We talked for about a year back and forth through emails. I'd still love to get him to write on a short or something for the Ransomverse, if possible, but committing to a full book was too much for him at the time. So I took the idea and ran with it. I really wanted to draw it. with Ryan inking, but it's looking now like I'm probably just going to do covers with Ryan inking me on those, which will be really fucking cool. So me penciling on Camp Rainbow covers, Ryan Wynn inking me on them, so it'll look like real fancy, beautiful art. Maybe we'll make those originals available for you guys if anybody wants them. More so for Ryan and Ryan's amazing inking, obviously. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but there is also the added benefit of you'll be getting a piece of original art from a writer who very rarely puts any sort of originals out into the world, especially finished covers or pages. That'd be a first. But Jeff will be doing the main book, following right up after City of Rot and some other secret projects he's been hit up for, which I gotta thank all the dudes who have been hitting Jeff up. That was the objective with City of Rot, was to, make a kick-ass book, show off how fucking awesome an artist and creator Jeff is, and get that dude hitting the ground running. And it seems to be working out. And we're going to continue it with Return to Camp Rainbow. I'm trying to figure out if Salem Horror Fest is back on, because obviously that's like Kayla's hometown festival. It's a big horror fest, but Harrison's and Nick's Comics in Salem are great shops. I haven't actually been to Nick's yet, but Kayla is like our liaison for Nick, and she's good friends with him and has kind of worked there for a while. Gets a lot of blanks there for us. I think Nick was the one who asked about us doing a live show there at some point. If we could get all the Ransomverse guys out, we would do like an event show there, which we're all totally into. It's just a matter of, growing the whole operation overall and making it viable for me flying all the dudes out, which we've already talked about too. Once me and Beth figure out the house situation, hopefully in this next year, we're going to start doing some sort of Death Curse summit where we get together once a year at my place, and I'll be hosting everybody. We'll record some podcasts live with everybody there, probably do some art jams and shit, and quite a bit of streaming. Get down on them mukbangs we've been joking about. But we got lots of stuff in the works. Return to Camp Rainbow is going to be a single issue. I'm not sure how long the first issue is going to be yet, because it's sort of just like getting that first chunk of story out to where it's a good time for you guys to read it and doesn't feel like just like a little snippet of it. Like, I want it to be a nice little contained section to get you started, so you don't feel like you're waiting around on something you don't even really fully understand the hook for. So we're going to embed that hook on the first issue. It'll be a smaller campaign, but hopefully it'll blow up with everybody and continue to grow the readership. And then essentially what we're planning for that one is, I don't know if we're going to do an Indiegogo or not. Maybe we will. If we do an Indiegogo, the idea is fund it to have the debut issue ready to go with City of Rot, so we can do a little booth at Harrison's or Nick's during Salem Horror Fest, hang out that whole weekend, meet with people. That'll be sort of the first official soft launch of Death Curse, which was planned to be the thing before COVID hit. And then COVID hit, and we weren't sure, like, this was before lockdowns, and we were like, oh, we don't even know, like, if Salem Horror Fest is going to happen this year. But the plan was, like, this past October, we were going to launch with a first issue of City of Rot, like a while back, and kick off this little horror publisher and see where it goes. Because again, Salem Horror Fest is a huge weekend. Harrison's cleans up with just like comic books in general, but horror stuff sells big time during Horror Fest. They premiere movies and stuff. People travel from all over the place. It's a huge tourism trap for Salem during the festival. So we wanted to be there, and now it's looking like it might have worked out, because now instead of just having an issue of City of Rot, we'll most likely have an issue of City of Rot, or the entirety of City of Rot, I should say, an issue, Jesus, The entirety of City of Rot as a one-shot, which will most likely be the newsprint editions, so that's cool. Nice little fun black and white action grindhouse comic. And then the first debut issue of Camp Rainbow. But if we do a crowdfunding, the idea is to get backers their issues first. So the book, when it releases at a Salem Horror Fest, is sort of the release to everyone that wasn't a backer, the public official release. But we don't want to fuck you guys over and not have you get the book before everyone else. So we'll be doing that. I already have most of the first issue outlined and some of it scripted. There's a lot going on in it. It's a bigger, imagine a long form. I would say this, what Walking Dead was attempting to do early on with the zombie genre is what we are aiming for with Return to Camp Rainbow and the slasher genre. It's like I've said before on streams, it's that what happens after the credits roll. It's almost supposed to feel like a sequel to a slasher movie you never saw. It's the like this concept, which is why I couldn't axe it. Like this concept I started working on before the new Halloween reboot was even announced. I was working on this with Victor Miller, and the whole idea was like what happens with a grown-up final girl. And now they've done that with Halloween. But they sort of took it in like a weird direction that I didn't really touch on at all. I think it was smart. They did that whole like trauma PTSD angle and what it turns you into. You sort of become a monster yourself living on edge. And I don't think they did bad with that. But we have a different aim overall for the book. I need the book so I can get my blood realms and catch. This scrimshaw won't last forever. Hell yeah. City of Tourist Traps. What's up, Silvar? Good to see you, man. Yeah, just trying to like remember everything. But Camp Rainbow, big, strong female lead, obviously. You gotta have a final girl. It was never the intention, but the slasher genre just kind of fits that whole the SJW agenda that a bunch of idiots are pushing for and a bunch of people are angry about. And I think honestly, the agenda isn't the problem, it's the way people approach it. Diversity can kick a lot of ass. Everybody can kick ass. There's the potential for anyone to kick ass, but when you just make diverse characters that also are shitty one-dimensional people that aren't relatable or exciting to witness existing, that's where it fails, and that's where these guys don't understand shit, like the Captain Marvel movie. Captain Marvel movie could have been super fucking cool. I'm not a big Captain Marvel fan, but that could have been a cool fucking movie, and it was an opportunity squandered. All right, Ginge, take it easy, man. This isn't a long one anyway, so maybe we'll be back tonight if I'm not fucking puking my brains out. You have a great day as well, man. But yeah, this one's got a big, diverse cast, a lot going on in it. Sort of, the idea is we're exploring the ripple effect of like, what if a slasher really existed in this small New England town? From the people I've showed it to and the people that know about it, I've gotten a lot of comparisons to Stephen King and stuff like that, just because I'm putting everything that's me into it. Like it's a setting that I grew up on. A lot of very lived in human experiences that I can put into this, and also just like my fucking stupid, ridiculous sense of humor, because we're writing, teenagers that we also see as adults later on, and grown people. There's like small town police. There's all these weird townies and stuff. And it's this idea of like this rural New England town that had like nothing going for it. And then this horrible tragedy happened. And we sort of have that like Jaws mayor where the people in charge saw it as a opportunity to exploit and profit off of, and in present day, the town that Camp Rainbow is set in sort of thrives is probably the best word to explain, but like it's basically the only thing keeping them on the map. Like this is the reason people show up. The camp is shut down. It's sort of like a dark tourist location, like urban explorers and stuff. People come from all over, and that's why I think Salem is such a great launching point for it too, is because Salem's that same thing where Halloween every year, no matter what, because of this horrible tragedy that happened forever ago, people flock there like an exodus, like some big fucking mecca to visit it, and they get caught up in the like wonder and excitement of all of it, and it's not ever really touched on that like there's this horrible thing happening there, but that horrible thing is always like looming over everyone's head if you take a moment to think about it. And that's like a big part of Camp Rainbow is like the festivities are back in full swing. We even talked about it potentially being set like around Halloween early on, but because it's long running, I'm not saying it's going to be like Judge Dredd where you're almost seeing like every day of this person's life and them aging in real time, but I like the idea of this would probably be the most, I guess, decompressed story I'll ever write, but it's because I don't think anything's been done like this. And I love it. I love comics, so I want it to be a comic, but this is one of the few ones where I wouldn't be opposed if it got picked up for a movie or like a TV mini series, because that was sort of like what inspired me to write it as a comic in the first place. Was I was surprised there weren't really like because I love the slasher genre so much, I was just surprised there was never anybody that was like, why aren't we doing these as TV series? There's like American Horror Story, which is bullshit to me. It's barely horror. And there's actually a series on Netflix now called Slasher, but at the time of like starting this project, there wasn't that. But Slasher's another great one, and even that sort of falls short here and there, but each season is sort of the American Horror Story style where it's a new slasher and a new story each season. Miskatonic, hell yeah. Should have been Marvel or Monica Rambeau to start that. Honestly, I think that's one of the few good things they did. Like that, and that also kind of was a good save for them with the WandaVision stuff, is Rambeau ended up being a pretty big part of that. So I think that was sort of the intention from the start, is like, even if we launch this female character, if Disney was really smart, they were like, even if we launch it, we do this full like fucking female empowerment fuck men angle and it doesn't work and bombs out, we can always just swap her out with Monica. So it could have just been like a test launch, but I agree with you in the sense that I think Rambeau's definitely and Marvel are like more exciting characters just visually and personality wise. So I think at launch it would have done better, but business wise it makes more sense that Marvel will at least like dip their toe in and test the water. Like I'm honestly shocked Captain Marvel got a movie, but they're going off of like the importance of the characters in old stories as opposed to what's popular with them right now. Yeah, American Horror Story is crazy boring. Me and my girlfriend almost watch it as like a meme. Like she liked early seasons and I kind of enjoyed some of it, but now it's like every time I end up enjoying something in it in an episode, it's like one scene and then the rest of the episode is legitimately like weird bondage porn and strange shit, which again, I don't care. Like if it serves the story and is like interesting or different, cool, but it's like you just have like dudes getting pegged in hotel rooms and stuff. Z Nation was good, and I liked that Z Nation. Like a lot of people probably think I'm crazy for saying that because it's definitely like a corny, kind of hokey, low budget thing, but what they were working with right off the rip with what they had for money and everything. It's amazing what they were doing, and that show is just like pure fun through and through. It doesn't try to bog you down with Walking Dead and like have you in your feelings constantly and these like flashbang, like silent slow-mo shots and shit of everybody being confused and distraught. Like fucking, I don't know why Walking Dead turned into like Saving Private Ryan 3 seasons in, but I wasn't there for it. Also, Negan should have been like 100 pounds heavier and a fucking giant human being like me, not pretty ass Jeffrey Dean Morgan, who's like what every mom wants to bang. That was a weird casting on that end. They reversed who trained who. No spoilers. I haven't finished Z Nation. Yeah, no, I haven't finished it either, but I think it's the first 3 seasons I've watched now, and I'm pretty sure there's way more than that at this point, but it's just a fun show. Like it feels like older TV where you never really knew where they were going with the story next, because the writers also didn't fully know, if that makes sense. And that might still be how writing is nowadays, but I just feel like older writers just had it like, it's like that fingers on the pulse of what your fans want to see, which is your most vital tool. Yeah, it's just like, what can we do this week that's fucking gonna be super kick-ass that we haven't done before? And that's what you should be doing. Like, when I write Voidwalker, I'm not like, all right, now it's been 5 pages since we had him cut something in half, so let's have him cut something in half again. If you're, like, writing shit with formulas like you're doing math or something, don't bother. There's so many different weird little things that I'm sort of consciously and subconsciously thinking of at all times, but if you're ever just like, we need to put this in here and space this out like this, is like, everything is on feeling and like purely organic with me. I just finished 2 or 3, then the girlfriend I was watching it with broke up with me. Oh man, I'm sorry. That sucks. You gotta find a woman that'll just like stalk you. That's my Beth. I got me a girlfriend who I couldn't leave if I wanted to, and she absolutely adores me, even though I'm a dumpster person. She's the best like that. She likes all the dumb shit that I like, so I can convince her to watch all sorts of dumb shit. Like, it took about 2 seconds to be like, Godzilla versus Kong? And she was like, okay. And then we watched it. She was like, I was expecting that to be like more giant monsters fighting. And like, this is great. I love her. She gets it. Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel about that. I don't want to spoil it for you if you haven't seen it yet, but I was telling Jeff and Ryan I need to like go back and scrub through the movie to like tally up how much time is actually spent with monsters fighting, because it genuinely did not feel like much at all. It felt like it was maybe 20 minutes of a 2-hour movie, which was wildly disappointing. Okay, that was weird. I just had a pop-up for Tarkov in the middle of the stream. That was strange. I don't even have Tarkov open. Escape from Tarkov, just like, fucking, we got an update for you. You need it, boss. That's my problem. They realize I'm actually nice. Yeah, my brain is scrambled eggs from my car accident, so if me and Beth ever broke up, I would just be like doomed to be alone forever. She is just amazing and somehow knows how to like navigate her way through my insanity. I imagine I'm not easy to live with when I'm just like fucking million miles a minute all the time working on a bunch of different shit and can't slow my brain down, have violent nightmares about dying in a car accident and crazy fucking sleep patterns. It's a good time. You don't want to be my girlfriend. Monkey. Yeah, dude. I was rooting for the monkey the whole time. I enjoyed it overall. Like, I don't want to get into it. But I don't know. Like, I don't know if I'm just like outgrowing blockbuster movies, which is weird because my dad fucking loves them. Like, I feel like the older my dad gets, the more he enjoys a really fucking dumb, like, big budget blockbuster movie. But that movie, it's infected with like that like Avengers syndrome now, where everything needs to be this like big fucking epic event. And it was like I straight up just wanted to see a monkey punch a lizard for 2 hours. Like, I was like, oh fuck yeah, 2 hours. You could have just had monkey coming in on the boat, Godzilla comes up out of the water, and then the next 90 minutes are them just beating the ever living piss out of each other while people are dying everywhere. And I would have been like, success. But there is so much time wasted on caring about Stranger Things girl and her family, and the conspiracy theory guy, Ryan called him Blalix Jones, which had me fucking dying laughing. Yeah, luckily Death Curse and Red Valkyrie are making me a troll and ass more. I need to get back on Red Valkyrie. I changed the YouTube name to Death Curse for our channel and everything. And I'm American Wizard King on fucking Twitter still. So literally, like, everyone that invited us on to promote City of Rot and close friends and stuff, I think I've disappeared from Twitter and YouTube, which is hilarious. Because like I popped into Red Valkyrie the other night, and my boy Luke, Death Metal Hero, I'm sure a lot of you guys know him, immediately recognized me and was like, "What's up, dude?" And Shay, who interviewed me and had me on to promote City of Rot, had no fucking clue who I was, which had me dying laughing because I had been drinking. I had to explain that it was me, and then no one cared. It was excellent. So is it a monster fight or a scientific rom-com? There's actually, I wouldn't say there's any romantic comedy in it. That's the weird thing, is the human element is almost pointless. It's kind of just people existing in the world. Like, again, I don't want to get into like too many spoilers, but there's sort of an angle of like human tamper, because that's like the overall arc of all these fucking new crossover giant monster, the like, was it Monolith or whatever the fucking company in it, Monarch, I don't remember. Shows how much I care about these fucking movies. The overall arc is like human tampering and everything is fucking with ecosystems and destroying the world, and like there's this amazing secret ecosystem that humans can't possibly fuck with. And that is revealed in this one, essentially. But it's like not really as well fleshed out in this one. Or they were just like, we solidified that in the first couple of movies. We don't need to keep reiterating that fucking people are destroying the environment. But it's like, that doesn't, like, even with what little bit they touch on in the movie, it doesn't matter. And then there's this other angle with, what was it, like Apex or something like that? Some other really fucking generic, like, R&D, mil-spec, like, scientific development company. Get ready for the Captain Planet movie. They got to cast Don Cheadle, like that fucking Funny or Die skit. I used to get DMH and Death Curse confused. That's amazing. Yeah, I'm trying to remember everything about it. Like, it's just weird because the only angle that really works is like the conspiracy theory dude at the beginning of the movie, and he should have been used for a different reveal way earlier. And I, again, can't say anything without spoiling the whole fucking movie. I'm going to talk about it like I did. Oh, yeah, you guys haven't heard the first half of the Snyder Cut, so there's literally like a whole... I did a little rundown of like how I would have actually written a Joker scene for the end of that. I don't know who the fuck wrote all of that for the actual Snyder cut. I can't even remember the guy's name now, but fuck him. uh and Zack Snyder for that matter too. What a dickhead. Like the more I think about that charity stuff, I'm just like, you're an asshole. Like that's insane. Like, you're fucking, it's a charity event for suicide prevention. Oh my god, I'm not even gonna get into that. Sorry. Is it Kirk or Picard? Oh shit, did I say something about Star Trek? It's like, I'm a fucking idiot. I don't know anything. Kirk punches Klinger. Picard talks to Q. Klingons. Oh, dude, I'm not a Trekkie by any means. I know like very, very passing knowledge of Star Trek, like Picard's name and Kirk's name and who played them. I know Q is that like weird god character in the shows. Could not parse like which show is which. I've had so many people tell me I need to watch it. Probably never gonna happen. That's like a deathbed thing, if anything. When I'm trapped, I'm confined to a small space and I've run out of things to watch. Which is the other weird thing, because I'm at the other end of the spectrum where like a dumb grindhouse movie like really gets me going, but like that's essentially what Kong vs. Godzilla should have been. And it wasn't. It was very much trying to be like a serious movie. Which is dumb. Like, I would have it made me afterwards be like, what would it cost to build a miniature city set and just get two dudes in suits to fucking beat the shit out of each other and then break the city? Because that'd be cool as fuck. Like, you're basically just building a giant 3D puzzle for two dudes in suits to beat the shit out of. Yeah. I don't know. It was weird. I might have to go back and watch it, but I don't really want to. I did that with the Snyder cut, and that felt like I was being tortured. Oh, comparing Godzilla and Kong to the show style. Yeah. It's like 2 seconds of action. I can't even imagine what that's like in Star Trek. We got 20 minutes of people talking, and then someone fired what are they, the phasers or whatever? Set phasers to stun. Funny, your phaser doesn't even phase me. I want to write a really shitty Star Trek fan fiction, not knowing anything about Star Trek. Yeah. I don't know where the fuck I was going with this. I'm almost done with my coffee. That was the objective here. Hang out with you guys, have a coffee, relax for a little bit. We've been going almost 40 minutes. I don't know what else I needed to talk about, but yeah, we'll be getting Camp Rainbow going. After I wrap up the letters, I got a sketch cover and a sketch card commission to do for the Alterna campaign. That I just kept having to push back because of all the fucking backed up stuff. But we're almost caught up now, and then I can do those, and then it's getting started on a cover for Camp Rainbow. We're also talking about, too, because it's only a single issue, so we're trying to come up with exciting things for the possible like tiers and stuff like that. So if you guys have any ideas for reward tiers or anything you'd like to see, more trading cards, another poster like we did with City of Rot, anything like that, my DMs are always open, or you can let me know on here. We're always happy to take feedback from you dudes. Try to give you what you want and the best possible package, but we are thinking about doing possibly like a little variant bundle with some guest artists for the Camp Rainbow one, because again, it's only like a 24-page issue at most, so we wanted a little bit of like extra content for you guys that you might be interested in. Most likely do some trading cards or prints or something like that. Maybe some bust statues if you guys are into that. I think that might be better to do like on like the last issue campaign somewhere down the line, but it is a possibility now, and I am currently working on a 3D render. Shay does know a guy with patches. I also know a couple guys with patches, but I would love to figure that out with her. That's actually one of those things where after City of Rot goes to print, we were going to see what we had left with it and potentially get some patches of the Wizards logo for everybody that backed it. So we'll see about all of that too, what's left over at the end. Because again, the biggest thing is, getting all the rewards out and everything to you guys, and taking care of Jeff for the foreseeable future. So it might just make more sense to throw that straight into Camp Rainbow and need less upfront on the next one. But we will see. Again, taking feedback from you dudes. So let me know. Camp Rainbow is going to be a big gore fest, though. We definitely delivered on that with City of Rot. We didn't really tone anything down, but originally I was like when we were talking about it, I was like, nudity everywhere. We're not going to hold back at all. We didn't really hold back, but it wasn't needed as much, whereas a lot more violence was dispensed liberally. Camp Rainbow patches, though, would be really good, and I think we got some stickers. Core is almost done, and we'll be going to print, but like I said, we'll have a little bit of money. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. I have like a ballpark estimate, but we'll have a little bit of money left, so we might be able to do something as an added bonus for Core, but there's already a big added bonus in like 10 extra pages or something like that. We extended it quite a bit. Let me and Ryan put on rubber monster suits and fight on somebody's railroad diorama. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like, just rent like a warehouse for like a week and just build like a really shitty diorama in it. Just the most low budget giant monster movie in a while. Blow the whole budget on making the monsters look really cool, but know that those rubber suits are going to be fucking destroyed by the end of the shoot. There's just nothing you can do about it. Camp Rainbow patches would be cool, though. I have the prototype fucking costume that I made for the short we were going to shoot, and we might still shoot a promo video for the campaign for that. But I might be able to put that up as a reward here if somebody wants it. Maybe get a mannequin for it and have to ship it in a fucking crate. That'd be a monster of a reward tier, but it is possible. Yeah. Trying to think of other shit. I'll most likely be rocking that. That was the other cool thing about Salem that I forgot to get to. So obviously Salem, Massachusetts, witch trial town. But Salem Horror Fest will be going on. There's a lot of guys I know that watch the show that are from my area that I've actually met before and come through often. I see Ara at like every fucking comic convention I go to. Ara's great. Consider him a good friend. And Salem Horror Fest is a big event, so that's one that's really cool because a lot of people already travel to it. So I'm hoping, things will be a lot more loosened up at that point. People will be more willing to travel again, and maybe I'll see some of you guys out there, and hopefully try and get at least Jeff up to do a signing like we did with Vince on the ash cans for Hellseekers. Which is insane because that was like over a year ago now, and we still haven't launched that fucking book because everything that happened with COVID. Are you done with City of Rot, and when will you ship it? So Jeff is on the last couple of pages right now because of the extension. And I had the death in the family and health issues about a month back now, so we're about a month behind because of all of that. Jeff had some health issues as well, where he and his wife were in the hospital briefly. We thought it might be COVID, but it was not. So we're wrapping it up right now. After I finish this stream, Randy, I'm actually finishing up letters on an issue of Can't Kill Cade, and then I'm back to lettering on City of Rot. So I should have caught up on letters by the end of this week for City of Rot, and hopefully Jeff will be done by pages at that point too. He's been finishing about a page a day, so he only has a couple left, I'm pretty sure. He sent me some more last night as well, so I have to go through those. Might be posting some random previews today because he's just fucking absolutely killing it. But then it'll be going to print. It's looking like we're going to be printing with Mix'em because they've just been the most responsive and everything, and I've gotten good feedback from a lot of friends that have printed with them. It'll be going to print with Mix'em, and the newsprint version will be going out to Alterna, and then it's just I'm assuming the books will be the longest part of it. So whenever the books come in, we should be able to start sending it out. And I'll hopefully, after I finish lettering, be screen printing the shirts the following week. The only thing left I really have to order at this point, other than books, obviously, is beanies. And that I was just waiting on till the last minute, and then because that's one I can just or not kill it, but hide it on the campaign and do the last order on any extra t-shirts that came in after I put in the first order from the t-shirt supplier, which those guys are like sitting behind me in a giant box right now. And the beanies are manufactured by someone on Etsy. So I'll get the beanies back from our manufacturer on Etsy. You guys who got those in the bundle will get your Death Curse beanies, which is funny because we ran a little late. So now you're going to have a sweet Death Curse beanie for the fall, winter time of next year. And we can be like, wear them shits if you come to Salem so we can fucking find you guys in the crowd. My tall ass will spot you. But yeah, it's going to be a good time. If Salem Horror Fest is on and you guys do end up wanting to travel for it, drive out here, fly out here, take a bus, whatever the fuck. I don't charge for signing shit, so bring whatever. I will sign whatever. We'll take pictures. We'll hang out. That's fucking like my favorite part of this doing comics stuff is just meeting other nerds like me and nerding out and fucking talking about all the dumb shit we love. And I'll probably be busting out the buddy outfit for that and taking pictures with people at the fucking comic shop there. And I think one of the variants we're going to do is going to be like a Salem Horror Fest original, if they're cool with it, like a variant. And maybe we'll do it like set in Salem, like Buddy standing outside the comic shop or something. But obviously if we do that, that'll be a variant that's available just at Salem Horror Fest and also to backers. So you can get it as a backer. Otherwise, it's only going to be at Salem Horror Fest. Because if we do an Indiegogo at that point, I don't want to do some exclusive that you guys can't do when you're the guys that helped us fund the fucking book to get it at Salem Horror Fest in the first place. So yeah, we'll be doing some stuff like that. We'll be having a good time. We'll probably do another shirt for Camp Rainbow. I'm thinking I want to do something a little different though. I kind of like the idea of like an old vintage band tee with like 6-color diffusion or something like that. Not something as simple. I like the simple one with City of Rot. I just went with like old school hardcore band kind of style. It's our logo and then a sweet fucking severed zombie head from Jeff. But yeah, we'll get it all squared away, and then hopefully in the coming months you'll get Voidwalker Collected Edition Indiegogo pre-order, which will be, like I said, real quick when you get it. That one will probably just go for the month. Not even sure if I'm going to do an in demand because, again, it's just a pre-order. So once it's done, we send that print order out, we get the books in, and we ship them out to you guys, and you got your fucking sweet premium editions of the books and the newsprint copies of the books through Alterna. So that'll be awesome. And then we'll get right into the campaign for the first issue of Return to Camp Rainbow, which I'm fucking stoked for, guys. I say this a lot, but like every new book, I feel like I'm growing more and learning more, and things become more efficient, and I think it's starting to show in my work as well. But this one, I'm putting everything I got into it, and we're really excited for it, especially now that Jeff is going to be doing the art for the book. After everything he did on City of Rot, I am beyond confident that he's gonna just absolutely knock it out of the park on this one. Especially with all of the fine-tuning and insanity I've put into this over the last 5 years. This was one of the ones that I was like, I can't rush into this. This one needs to really work. Like, the first 6 issues, at least, are very concise and got a lot going on. But I'm excited for it, and I'm excited to share it with you dudes, hopefully sooner than later. So, yeah, I'm going to call it here. Basically went for an hour when I thought I was only going to go for a half hour. Now I can't remember which book I got Blood Realm with and which I got Voidwalker with. What do you mean, which book? More Jeff. Hell yeah, always more Jeff, dude. He's killing it. I sent him the invite for the stream, but I'm sure he's probably like half asleep right now or balls deep in working on the book. He's been really good about that. That's actually why you haven't seen him as much on Rob's drawing streams and me as well. If we've just been, head down catching up after our time away from being able to do anything with the family emergencies we had going on. Thank God, like, that's the best thing that happened, is that they literally happened at the exact same time for both of us. So we were both like away from production at the same time. Instead of it being like more spaced out where like I wasn't around, but I was able to come back and Jeff was already working on shit again when I got back, and I was able to get him the final part of the script because I was like, hey, hang on. The last like 15 pages I'm not sure about, and then that turned into an extra like 6 or 7 more pages. This is just like, no, this doesn't feel right. Feels too abrupt. It was punchy and I liked it and everything, but it was like, I want to let stuff breathe, and there's some really great moments towards the end of it that wouldn't have been there had I not done that. I back City of Rita and Wirehead both as well. As Hammerella with Gods and Gears. Oh, okay, yeah. I can't remember which book I got Blood Realm with and which I got Voidwalker with. Did you get the Voidwalker bundle with City of Rot? Because you'll definitely be getting all of them if that's the case. As the single issues, and then the first issue of Cade. That was the Alterna bundle on there. Who knows what else I'll have by the time that all comes in. Maybe Can't Kill Cade issue 2s will be in by then, and I can surprise you guys with that shit too. The idea is to, continue to make it grow. We want to deliver with you guys, even though, we're smaller, we don't raise fucking huge amounts of money like everyone else does. We're basically just pushing into like our profit margin now, where almost every dollar that we raised has been put into to production. Obviously, it's either production or paying Jeff to exist and continue producing. But yeah, we want to continue to do that. That's why any extra money we're trying to put into cool shit to add to the package to surprise you guys. Because if we under promise and over deliver, it's always going to be exciting for you guys, getting a little bit of extra stuff with the loot you were expecting. And it I think fosters a desire to come back for more when we deliver a quality story and a good package all around, because who doesn't love a good package? City of Rita is great. That's the fucking isn't that the Power Rangers chick? Rita Repulsive or some shit like that. I think that was her name. City of Rita. She's a real big bitch. The Alterna collector's bundle. Hell yeah. People be missing out. Yes, indeed they are. And Camp Rainbow is gonna be the fucking big one, dude. Like, big plans for that. And it almost worked out now. I don't know if we've said this on stream, but so the main character, her name is Shannon Mercer. This isn't giving anything away. This is basically the pitch, the elevator pitch for the book. Shannon Mercer is one of the few survivors of what's referred to as the Camp Rainbow Massacre. It's the original massacre. She's essentially our final girl. She grows up and gets into law enforcement, becomes an FBI field agent in a nearby county. It's basically the field office for the state that Camp Rainbow is set in. It's roughly 15 years later, and there seems to be what local police are calling animal attacks. Some people believe it might be a copycat killer. There's a couple different theories, but there's bodies turning up in the area of Camp Rainbow again, leading up to the annual like tourist event that they do, sort of like a murder festival to celebrate the lore of this fucked up town and the Camp Massacre. But the idea was we needed someone like a female character that was like believable and grew up to be like a legitimately powerful woman, like had this motivation. And that's like I said, this was before the fucking Halloween reboot had come around and everything. Granted, they don't really show like Jamie Lee Curtis like getting jacked or anything like that, like doing MMA or anything. She's just sort of like, I use guns now, which is kind of dumb because we saw Michael Myers get lit the fuck up with bullets for like 10 movies and it never worked. So you'd think she'd be like, I'm gonna get a sword and cut his fucking head off. But yeah, it's a continuation, and Shannon is sort of this healthy skeptic where she was a witness to Buddy getting blasted in the original massacre. Like, she witnessed him die, and so if there is a new killer on the loose, it's got to be a copycat is sort of the starting angle of the story, and things unravel from there as her field office is sort of reluctantly brought in to investigate. And this is where I think we deviate from the SJW agenda. Is now I guess it's like really wrong to make someone confront their trauma, but I thought the whole idea of this, like a real powerful woman would want to take on that case. So basically her superiors know that obviously from like reading through the case file and everything, when they're asked to like come in on this and help the local PD, her superiors know that she is one of the survivors of the original massacre. So it's sort of like I guess a conflict of interest to have her working this case, and she essentially pushes to get on it because she wants to confront it. She wants to like get down to it, and like who better than someone who was there at the start of all of it, sort of thing. That classic cliche. And that was the whole thing, was we wanted that 80s feel to bring you in, that familiarity that you're like, okay, we're in a campy slasher movie. You're hooked in, you're brought in, you get the vibe, and then, like I said, we fucking quickly unravel from there into a lot more going on. But as things developed and Jeff came on board and everything, we talked and we were like, who, like, what are, like, because it's always easy to sort of visualize, for me at least, when I'm writing, like an existing actor, because I can imagine their voice, I can imagine past performances and things like that can put me in my head mentally thinking about how these scenes would play out. And so we were spitballing ideas back and forth, and one of the big ones that always came up was Gina Carano. And she's obviously a real badass. She's kind of lost a lot of public favor for really dumb reasons. But now she's also out of Disney and not locked into Disney money contracts and all this now. So getting Gina in on a horror movie might not be completely out of the realm of possibility now. But she is sort of the visual inspiration for Shannon as of right now. And like in the original sketches and everything, we gave Shannon a pixie cut. Like, she has really short hair, sort of like not like a shaved head, but it's like close cut off and it's really messy. And the idea was, in the original outline and everything, as she becomes more and more of a believer, I guess is the easiest way to say it. Not necessarily believing that Buddy is back or whatever, but believing that it's not animal attacks and believing that there's some sort of like human danger looming. She chops all of her hair off as like sort of a survivalist ploy, but it was never like she's an independent woman or like just like trying to make her look butcher than she is. The idea is like actual functionality at the end of it, which is a lot of what this book is when we get into the guts of things. And that's why I was saying, first couple of issues are very concise and almost the first issue is like a straight up slasher flick. And then after that, we start getting into sort of police procedural stuff and not slice of life, but kind of slice of life, where you're meeting, that's where the Stephen King sort of vibes come in, is you're meeting small town people and like the community and seeing the reverberations, that ripple effect we talked about of the original massacre, and how, you know, it's destroyed a lot of lives, but it's built this community, and like a lot of people are also thriving because of it. So you can see that motivation for why some people sort of like turn a blind eye to like what they're actually exploiting and stuff like that. Yeah, not gonna let enemies pull her pigtails. Exactly. She just has lice. But yeah. You know, we're not pushing for a movie or anything, but we thought Gina was a good fit for that. And then all the Disney stuff happened, and we were like, weird, Gina could actually be a good fit for that now. I don't know who would fund a movie if we had her attached to it, because every studio is going to treat her like she's got leprosy now, but it's a damn shame. Not gonna let the enemy pull her pigtails. We could always crowdfund a movie if we got Gina attached to the script for that. That'd be fucking wild. Figure out what we need for a budget, and I could just hire a director and everybody. We do a real grindhouse fucking movie. Oh my god, Ben Shapiro. I would cast Ben Shapiro in a movie just to kill him, because he's got that perfect, like, nerdy, annoying guy voice. Like, I think the dude is articulate in some cases, and then off base and absolutely retarded in others, which is like a funny range to have. Like, But yeah, I would totally. I think that would be a perfect fit for a slasher movie because even people that hate him would love that. Yeah, that'd be hilarious. She made a deal to produce movies with him. Oh, is that through his website or whatever? Let's look at that real quick. I said I was gonna get off of here, but what kind of movie are they making? Yo, Ben Shapiro, hit me up. I write. You guys want to produce a movie? I want to write a movie. Yeah, dude. Fired by Lucasfilm, social Ben Shapiro, conservative political commentator, co-founder of the Daily Wire. Okay, yeah, so he is. I didn't realize that he was co-founder of the Daily Wire. That's why people super hate him. That's hilarious. Who gives a shit? Like, this is the weirdest fucking thing to me. I don't give a fuck what you like. Hollywood canceled Gina Carano for being conservative. That's bullshit. So we're fighting back. Shapiro tweeted Friday. I remember seeing that. I think I like that too. Become a DW member today with promo code GINA for 25% off and join the cultural resistance. No, I'm good with any of that on both sides. That shit is just fucking. There can't be a culture war if you refuse to fight the LARPing idiots. That's the whole problem, is that we ever engaged these idiots to start. If we gave them zero engagement, we wouldn't be here, fellas. We made this monster. Carano also dropped by UTA as a client within an hour. Dude, she got dropped by her agency too? Are you fucking kidding me? I didn't realize, obviously, I hate reading into this shit 9 times out of 10, so it just bums me out. So I didn't realize the extent of how fucked she had gotten by all this nonsense. But yeah, she got dropped by her agency, so I wonder if she's got any representation now, or if you can just like hit her up. That'd be crazy if we got Ben Shapiro and fucking Gina Carano to help fund and produce a movie. They made a movie about a good girl with a gun at a school shooting. Well, no, that was Cinestate. You're talking about was it Run, Hide, Fight or whatever? So that was Cinestate. That was Dallas Saunier's company, who's another conservative guy. They did a bunch of awesome movies. They funded Joe Begos's VFW, some other stuff. They owned Fangoria. They had an associate producer who evidently like legit raped a girl on one of the sets. Real bad case. They fired the guy and like got rid of him quietly behind closed doors after an investigation, I guess. I don't know too much about it, but they did an investigation, were able to like validate the claims, fired the guy immediately. And I don't know if the guy was brought up on like legal charges or not now, but that wasn't enough for the immediate crowd, I guess. A lot of people were still really pissed off at Cinestate and Dallas for that. So the entire editorial staff of Fangoria asked that Dallas openly sell the company as soon as possible, or they were all going to step down. And he, obviously being a businessman, saw it was at a stalemate, and rather than kill the publication while it was working out, he put it up for sale. And Tara Ansley, I believe is her name. I don't want to butcher it. I'm horrible with that shit. But she is the, I believe, writer and creator of that. It was like Mean Girls, if it was a slasher flick. Tragedy Girls came out a couple years ago. I don't think a lot of people saw it. I ended up watching it with my girlfriend. It was something I never would have like seen probably on my own. But I watched it with my girlfriend. It actually ended up being surprisingly fun and really fucking gory and ridiculous. And like they did a lot of cool stuff with the idea. So surprised about that. But it is very much like a horror movie chick flick. It's definitely for like teenage girls. But it's a great entry movie to get chicks super fucking into horror movies. But yeah, she ended up, I'm assuming, using her money from producing movies and her success with Tragedy Girls to buy Fangoria. And now she's running it with the same editorial team. And this is why I say, like, you got to really pick and choose your battles with this fucking SJW war shit. Because, like, a lot of those guys are liberal leaning and they're not bad people. Not everybody is out to fucking crucify you and hate on you. I think it's a lot of just misunderstandings and arguments a lot of times because we don't see people face to face anymore, and that's the easier avenue. But who knows? It's not for everybody. Yeah, Run, Fight, Hide was like Cinestate's last one with Fangoria before all of that shit happened. And because of all of that, they basically lost like all their distribution. And so it went to Daily Wire, which is why people were protesting that movie big time. Because in actuality, that movie's like very conservative leaning. The whole idea is it's like wholesome young girl, but her dad is like right wing, like hunter and gun guy. And he raises her very young, like hunting and shooting guns. And so she's like a young kid, like a teenager. I think she's supposed to be like a sophomore or a junior in high school. And she manages to escape the building during this shooting where these kids are all like live streaming the event and killing kids. And it's basically supposed to be like a modern day Columbine. And she runs out of the building and escapes and then realizes, you know, she's probably the only one with any sort of capability to do anything. So she goes back in. I haven't actually seen it yet, but it was, I mean, I think it's a brilliant concept on paper, but it's going to be a fucking like razor's edge to ride that making it. So I don't know how it did overall, but I'll get around to seeing it at some point. I just wasn't gonna fucking go out of my way to watch it. That Daily Wire subscription shit. I'm not subscribing to any fucking news websites for dick. Yeah, it sounds really good. So I say, go watch it. I think Cinestate fucking rocks, dude. They're like one of my favorite production companies, and I don't even know if they're making movies anymore. They did Bone Tomahawk, Standoff at Sparrow Creek. Fuck, what are the other ones? VFW I already mentioned, which was killer. They were doing a lot of cool stuff. I think they were even responsible for the Castle Freak remake that just came out. That was directed by one of the contestants on that old sci-fi face-off show. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, man. I got to get back to work now. That's been madness, but I now got to look into fucking Daily Wire and Gina Carano and all this shit. I don't care where the money comes from. I just want to make cool shit. We make a movie, make a bunch of fucking money, make more comics with all that fucking money. Rinse and repeat. Brawl and Cell Block 99, that is the one I couldn't fucking think of. Thank you, Adam. Good to see you, man. That it's funny because I really like that one too. And Dragged Across Concrete. That's the other one. Zoller Flicks. Was it Craig T. Zoller? I think. He also writes novels that Jeff has been telling me to check out, which are evidently like hardcore right wing. Which I'm curious to see because Jeff said it's like way harder than his movie scripts, so they got to be ridiculous. I'm looking forward to it. Oh no, Silvar, it's great, man. No worries. Giving me something to talk about, but I have to get back to work now. Get cracking on everything. It was great hanging out with you dudes. Thanks for watching, and maybe I'll see you later tonight. Take it easy.